Hiya, Sarah the Painter here again, and we are going to be painting a beautiful sunset ocean painting with some palm trees. And we're just using one of the art kits that I have available, and it's this Sunset Gouache art kit. So these colours are gouache, which means that they are somewhere in between watercolour and acrylic painting. So they're a little bit transparent like a watercolour, but there's a bit bolder like the acrylic, sort of in between there. So I've started with putting the sun, having an idea of where I want the sun to be. And I put the paintbrush over it just back there, saying that I'm putting the sun 1/3 up from the bottom. See how I've got that white bit down the bottom is roughly a third of the picture. So then I'm putting some yellow in and I'm blending that through. Blend just that little area, and then I'm going to grab some orange. I'm going to add some orange into that area too. And that's going to blend those colours through. So see how the gouache is a little bit more transparent. So I'm starting at the top with orange and blending it down into the yellow, and then adding a little bit more yellow on the bottom. And we just keep working that backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards. I'm going to add a little bit of that bright pink on there. That bright pink is really, really, really bright. You can't sort of tell as much in this video, but it's nice and on the light shade of pink there. So it is a little bit more transparent, the pink, than say the orange. So that's why we're just going to work that in a little bit. We're going to wipe a little bit of the excess off our brush and then add a bit more pink just up the top. See how when we're adding the pink, we're adding it on top of where we've got the orange. We're adding it into the white bit. That's important because then we can get some pink in there as well. So then just adding a bit more now to the bit where it transitions and brushing it through. So you can see it's quite a bit of brushing back and forth here, getting the excess off, giving a little wipe, and then we're going to add just a little bit of blue. And see, I'm just tapping a little tiny bit of the blue right at the top. We don't want too much blue. We want just a hint of blue right at the top there. We're going to add some, at the end of this painting, I add a couple of little stars. So I'm imagining that it's like twilight. So you'll be able to see some of the stars. And I just thought then a little moon would be cute too. I didn't add a moon, but that might be nice at the end. So see how I'm adding just a little bit more blue, a little bit more pink, just getting that transition nice there. And yeah, the pink just needs a little bit more on there. That's looking better. So obviously when you've got the little bit of blue at the top and the pink, when you mix those two together, you're going to get like a sort of a lilac-y light purple. Then I like to brush a bit of the pink through the yellow and the orange just to make it look like clouds. So this is where we're at. Now what are we doing? We're going to need, I'm showing you that I use the yellow and I use that little bit, what colour is that? Like a peach, and then an orange, and then a pink, and then a blue right at the top. So that's what we're looking at here. We're going to go and dry it now. Okay, here we go. Now it's important to dry that little bit. I just use a hairdryer, just a normal hairdryer, because we're going to go right up next to it with the blue. So we don't want the yellow and the blue mixing because we don't want green there. We want just the yellow and the blue being a little bit different. So we've got some light blue and some dark blue. I use the two different blues on there just to give it a bit of depth, a little bit of, and wiping the excess off there. A little bit of, the light at the back gives a bit of perspective there. So then we're going to come over and just really lightly drag a bit of pink. You can actually dry the blue before you do this. Sometimes I like to have it wet so that it sort of blends a little bit with the blue. But if you are having trouble with it blending too much, you can actually dry it and then go over the top with these colours. That's no worries. So I'm using the three colours that's in the sky, the pink, the orange and the yellow, just to get some reflections. And see how I'm just concentrating on that centre bit there. That's because that's the perspective when we have the sun back in. We're going to see that reflection there. And I haven't gone right to the edges with the blue, because we're going to do some silhouetted beach in there. So I know I'm going to go over it with some black, but you can go all the way to the edge with the blue if you like. So I'm using that flat brush still. So the whole time I've been using that flat brush. Now I'm just going to use it to make a little coastline. So see how I'm sort of just wriggling it around, not getting too straight. And it's not flat. That's the good thing about gouache. It's not really flat. So even all these black bits are going to have a little bit of that blue coming through. So we're going to try and make some so we can put some palm trees at the back in the background, and then we're going to have some bigger palm trees in the foreground. So just make some couple little cliffy bits at the side, and then bring it round in the middle. So it's kind of like a cove, I guess, is what we're creating there. Okay, so we're going to give that brush a good wash now. So that's the end of the flat brush for a little bit. Now we're going to come on with the black brush, and I'm just going to draw with the brush. See, I'm using it just like a pencil. I'm just going to draw with the brush a very thin line of where I want the palm trees to go. So I've got two in the background and one in the foreground, one really tall one and one sort of halfway that's going to be close up, and then two on each side. Palm trees, I feel like, come in pairs. Once we've got that under control, we can start putting in the fronds. So this is the center of the frond. We've still got some other little leaves to go out there, but this is the sort of shape. So it's like, imagine if an umbrella had been caught in the wind. You know what I mean? Like it's sort of curvy like umbrellas, but then there's one or two that sort of started to blow away. So that's what we're looking at here for this bit. Then I'm doing some dots for the trunk of the palm tree. So just a line of dots, smaller to bigger at the bottom. And that will give us a good indication of a knobbly palm tree. And then these ones in the background, because they're so far away, I'm just going to do the fronds like this. I'm not going to add the other little bits of the leaf in because they're a long way away, so you won't get the detail, like they're silhouetted as well. So you'll just get a bit of an idea. So again, like an umbrella had been caught by the wind, sort of half caught by the wind. That's what we're looking at. So we'll do the other side as well. So I'm starting from the bottom, looks like. There, am I? Yep. So I'm going big to little with those little blobs, big to little. And then I'm just going to do like a loose little umbrella-y sort of top on those two there as well. So they're very similar. You can see on each side they're quite similar, the composition of those ones. This one now that we're going on to is a bit taller. So see how I'm putting just a little bit, and I'm starting from the outside and going into the stem. The reason I do that is because I get a good lot of paint on the end then. So I start from the outside and go in, and I also don't have to be perfect about where I finish because I'm meeting that stem. So I just run into that stem. So then, yes, make sure to turn the canvas instead of try and make your arm go round and round to the top, or use the paintbrush in an odd situation. It's always a good idea to turn that canvas around and around so that your hand is always in a comfortable position, just like you would do if you're at school or at work and you're writing a document or a drawing on a piece of paper. You would turn the piece of paper or the document around if you needed to. So that's what we're doing. We're going to turn it around again, and we're going to get little leaves onto all those little branches. Those palm fronds are starting to look a bit fluffy. So that's pretty cool. And then once I've done that, we're going to do the trunks again. Okay, so this is what we're looking at now. We're going to go and give that a good dry and go to the next bit. So it's really important to make sure you're really dry when you've done like colours that are next to each other that are different, like a yellow and a blue that you don't want to mix and make green. And also when you've done black, I like to make sure I dry it just with a normal hairdryer. So you might need someone's help with that if you need to. Make sure you ask because obviously hairdryers are an electric thing and we need to make sure we're safe. So here we go with some yellow now. I'm just going to get a little bit more of a sun. Remember right at the start we put that sun in there. So I'm just going to get a little bit more yellow on there to make it a little bit brighter in that first section. You won't see it a huge amount because obviously it's already yellow in the background. So what I'll do once I've played around with this a little bit and got like quite a bit more paint on there, what I'll then do is use a little bit of the white and just sort of half outline it with white. But I'm going to do it when the paint is still wet. So what that does is it gives a little bit of white, but the white mixes with the yellow. So it's not like a bold white line. It's more of a subtle, more organic white line there. So that's what we're going to be doing now. Just wipe that yellow off and adds a bit of white. So see how I've got that just gives a little bit of an outline. And maybe it's giving the effect of it being sort of shiny, like a shiny sun. Now I'm going to use that white and I'm going to go over a couple of those highlights that we've got on the ocean just to give it like a bit of a glint. That white's going to make it look like it's shiny and glinting in the evening sunset. So that's pretty cool. And then we're going to add a couple of little stars. I don't know if you remember earlier, I thought maybe a little half moon would be beautiful too. That would be really lovely in this painting. Maybe sort of there where I'm dotting there would be cool to have a little half moon. So you could add that in there if you want to. Sometimes I have these ideas after I finished painting a piece, but that's okay. That's just the way it is. We'll remember for next time. Then I'm just going to do a couple of little white highlights on the edge of those two palm trees, sort of like the lights, the last of the light of the day is hitting on the side of the trunks. Then I'm just going to put a couple of white details in that cliff just to give that a little bit of differentiation from the palms. And then I thought, whoops, I've gone too far with that, so that's okay. I'm going to get the black. Just put a little bit more black over that bit. There we go. Never happened. And ta-da! Just make sure we close all the lids of the paint. There's heaps and heaps of paint in this kit, so you'll be able to use this for lots more things. You'll be able to get lots of projects out of this. And gouache you can just use on paper. You don't need a canvas. So if you've got a sketchbook, it usually works better on thicker paper, but you can use thin paper too. So here we go. So I think a cute little half moon would be great on that, but otherwise, mwah, chef's kiss.